cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart.
Hello?
We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life
Yeah,
and listening. You are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets.
We are live on the
Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Rod Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing at $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
We are the boy band. Your tween made you see. We are the boy band. It's Painful Concert number 3. We are the boy band. We're 5 and 19. We are the boy band. Always singing on key.
You love your kids enough to take them to see their favorite band. Love them enough to make sure they're buckled up in the back seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car is on the free iHeartRadio app. It's the Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso,
San Antonio, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. We are 20 days away from Cowboys and Eagles and 15 days away from Texas and Ohio State. Texas players met with the media. Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com joins us at 8 a.m. and Parker Coleman of KView joins us at 8:17. And of course, we've got the world's strongest take brought to you by the world's strongest man. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And of course, we've got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. Also, we're going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets and, of course, give you an opportunity to leave us a voicemail. But all you got to do is download that always free and new and improved iHeartRadio app. Hit the talkback feature on AM 1300 The Zone. Leave your voicemail, leave your message, leave your keyword of the day. And if the message is cool enough, we might even put you on air. Mark, yesterday the players got a chance to meet with the media, and the man of the hour was one Colin Simmons. Colin Simmons is somebody that you and I are very, very excited to see this year because there's a lot that he is going to bring to the table. There's a lot of conversation about him and what he has the capabilities of doing. And one thing that we all know about him is he believes in himself. What'd he say? I changed my number to number one because what?
I am
the one. There you go.
Why number one? Because I'm the one.
Yeah, because he's ready for the battle. And one of the questions that was asked of him yesterday was they wanted to know, what is that pass rush going to look like, and how is Ethan Burke looking right now?
First of all, I want to say that Ethan Burke looks amazing on every aspect of his game. That's not just Ethan Burke, but that's the whole edge room. I feel like we definitely enhanced our game, our play of game, our details and the little things like the eyes, the IQ of the game in total, just everything.
And that's something that you and I have been talking about. You know, once these guys kind of figure it out, once the moment happens for them where they like, all right, I got this, it's going to be rough on a lot of people.
The pass rush is going to be crazy. And
right.
You know that nobody's talked about Ethan Burke more than me because his versatility. He could play right end or left end. He could play defensive tackle if he wants because of his size and his range with those long arms. And the thing about him is he is a better run protector than he is a pass rusher. But from what Colin is saying, that they've enhanced the cerebral part of it and knowing what to do with their eyes and knowing how to read what the tackles are giving them.
Right.
That is something that you can't put athleticism on. You put it on coaching, on studying, and on work ethic. And I really do think that if you don't double team Colin Simmons or have him chipped or run at him, he might have 20 sacks this year.
Well, that's his goal, and he's all about that. And he said, he was asked yesterday, how much more are you becoming a more well-rounded football player?
I want to say I've really paid attention to the little things this off season, you know, and in fall camp, I've really been paying attention to my eyes and my IQ of the game and just getting better at everything that's a part of my game.
And then the other part of it was, how much more comfortable are you with the position that you're playing?
Hella comfortable. I feel way more comfortable than I was my freshman year, especially with knowing the playbook and just, you know, flying around out there having fun. And, you know, that's really the main thing with me is just having fun out there. I don't want to think it's like a job or anything or like, you know, something that I have to do. you know, just go out there, have fun, do what I'm supposed to do my assignment, and you know, get better as a team.
Colin Simmons is the epitome of when keeping it real goes right. When it goes right, not wrong.
Right.
Like the dude is so real. He's, hey, we're gonna do some media training because he's gonna need to speak to it. But that guy, he's got that personality that everybody loves.
Yeah.
And that people gravitate to. And I want to see him be his best self.
Well,
a lot of people
problem with that.
Listen, Hardge, as much as there should be conversation about Arch, which deservedly so, people, I don't think that is too much hype. I think there should be equal conversation about Colin Simmons. That's how dominant a player he is. And you will see very, very soon that there are not a lot of tackles in college that can block him.
Yeah, he's a monster coming off that edge, and he's going to continue to push the envelope. And he was asked yesterday as well about being an impactful freshman. What did it take to start as a freshman, not only at the University of Texas, but also being able to go into the SEC and play the way that he did?
Like he just got done saying, confidence. You got to have confidence in yourself to be in them trenches with them big dogs. So I mean, you know, it doesn't take much. You know, of course, you got to have the skill level. You got to have the, you know, the strength and the weight and stuff like that to hold your own. But at the end of the day, you got to have that confidence.
Man, what? And he's bringing it every time. Every time.
Hardge, you watched the movie The Matrix, right?
Yeah. That's your favorite quoted movie.
That's my favorite movie to quote. And the Lawrence Fishburne's character Morpheus told Neo. Well, Neo asked him the question. So you mean to tell me that I can dodge bullets? And then Morpheus said, Neo, when you believe, you won't have to. That's where Colin's level of confidence is.
Yep.
You can pull the trigger if you want to. He's just going to say no. Like the dude, his skill set is, I watched him against University of Texas tackles. The film shows guys get their hands on him, and he does this two-hand swipe pass that looks like a pro. I mean,
he has been working with Micah Parsons, so he is learning a bunch of things because he gets to spend some time with him and learn those NFL techniques and where the hand movement is.
It's absolutely nuts. And I see him and I see pro.
Right.
Like
so does he. He sees pro as well.
He love him some him.
Yeah. But one of the questions that was asked about him as well, he's like, do you have the ability? You have all the ability, but what makes you know that I need to work on the little things to get myself better?
I wouldn't particularly say that. I definitely was worried about the little things when PK brought it to my attention that I got to focus on the little details and stuff like that to make myself be a better player. And I just want to say that, like, I just took the next step and the next level of, you know, focusing on the little things.
And the final thing before we go to break and get to the next segment, listen to this light bulb moment that changed the way he thought about the game.
All the time. I be telling my teammates this one story. I was asking my coach, I was asking PK, I was like, PK, let me rush. And then he was like, just wait, watch this. I'm gonna drop you one more time. So he dropped me. My other teammate came from the other side of it. They slid my way. My other teammate came, I think it was Jalen Gilbert, he came from the edge and got the sack or whatever. And so it's just, you know, stuff like that, them little things be, you know, opening my eyes that, you know, it's bigger than, you know, what I want. It's what's good for the team. You know what I mean?
Light bulb moment, man. Light bulb moment.
You gotta prove it though, Hardge. And that PK and that defensive coordinator staff are proving it to him that it works.
Yeah, the thing that I love about it is he's taken to the coaching, he's understanding the coaching, and now he's ready to go to that next level and is continuing to push himself. We're just getting started on a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff. We have so much more to get to. CJ Baxter, Ryan Wingo, college football AP all-time All-Americans, and the Spurs are coming back to the Moody Center. Hour number 1 is loaded right here on a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
For the 4th time in 5 years, the Texas Longhorns have won the Directors' Cup.
Texas wins the national championship. The Longhorns are on top of the college softball world.
From the courts to the field, Texas has dominated the nation.
Texas is going to the Final Four. The Texas women are headed for the Final Four.
1300 The Zone, the home of the Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way there.
Lenovo and the iHeartRadio Music Festival. Tech that hits different. Can your gear keep up with the beat? Lenovo PCs are built for creators, dreamers, and fans who don't hit pause. Visit Lenovo.com for the latest in AI PCs and game-changing tech.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a stalled vehicle in the right lane going westbound on the 290 service road at Harris Branch Parkway. There's also an accident to watch out for on FM 973 at Lexington Street, and taking a look onto 183 southbound for some good news at Lamar Boulevard. That earlier crash is cleared and all lanes are back open. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples.
What up, Mario Lopez here? You know, I love me a throwback like the Staples Easy button. It's back and bringing more easy than ever. Custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Plus, next day delivery to over 98% of the U.S. Yeah, Staples, that was easy.
Greg Way here, voice of a local college football team, and for Dr. Greg Eckert with Advanced Dentistry, where I've been a patient of his for over a decade. You can experience a new level of dental care in Austin with Dr. Eckert. They provide general, cosmetic, and advanced restorative dentistry. Unlike a lot of dentists, they're open on Fridays. And get this, Dr. Eckert is giving away Zoom teeth whitening for free with every new patient that schedules. That's a $600 value. Give them a call today to set up an appointment. 512-345-3166. Dr. Eckert is spelled U-E-C-K-E-R-T. DrEckert.com.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included. So you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
iHeart presents the Big Three basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the Celebrity Game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Truck City Ford in Buda has made it simple. Go online. Pick yours at truckcityford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Truck City Ford in Buda has made buying a new Ford simple.
It's Bud Light's countdown to kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Days away from the kickoff of the Texas football seasons. We have actual football games starting next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Football season is upon us, and we cannot wait. Coming up in the next segment, I will do some breaking down of the 100 years of the AP poll. But there's some names from the Texas Longhorns that should be mentioned in that All-American part of it, and they are not. So we'll break it down. But right now, I want to continue the conversation. Great stuff from our guy, Colin Simmons. Colin Simmons, who we have big expectations for this year. We expect that young man to do big things as the season comes upon us. But a guy that is coming back from an injury is CJ Baxter. CJ Baxter is one tough running back. I mean, let's sit back and think about who CJ Baxter was when he got to the University of Texas. We thought Jonathan Brooks was going to be the starting running back for the University of Texas. And CJ Baxter found a way to get into that starting lineup, got banged up a little bit, and Jonathan Brooks just kind of took off with everything. Then you also look at the following year, he gets injured, and that's when we got the emergence of CJ Baxter. I mean, it's something that, Trey Wisner is something that you get real excited about when you start to look at this running back room now, Mark. But CJ Baxter was asked about his injury and how he is feeling after it.
Offense, Day-Day McCutcheon, really all our receivers. You got Mike.
Well, we'll get the right one for you in just a second. But they were talking about some of the guys that are very important to them. And CJ Baxter was talking about his injury and the rehab and the struggle that he went through. But where he is now is so now he is in a better place.
Yeah, I felt great. One day at a time is the big saying I like to say every day, just one day at a time. Coach Sark, the training staff, they wouldn't put me in if I wasn't ready to go. So I felt great. I joked with my dad. I was more excited to get tackled than score a touchdown. So not really like a moment. I feel like I put in the work for me to not to have any doubts really. Like I haven't doubted myself at all. I think I put the work in. I mean, I had a year of rehab, so that was the whole point of rehabbing. Injury was so that I don't have any doubt, or to get stronger and become better.
Hardge, I think that's one of the better things that happens when you come out of an injury, is the fact that you can come back. I know a lot of people that come back from injuries, but you don't come back without mental scarring. The thinking that damn, am I going to be able to run as fast as I used to run? Am I going to be able to jump as high? Am I going to be able to throw as hard? Am I going to be able to do all the things I used to do? Am I going to have any limitations? And he said something very important to me. Coach Sark and the medical staff would not let me come back if I wasn't ready. That's what happened at a lot of places. People came back too soon because the coach, well, when is he going to be ready? When is he available? It's not about when you're available. It's about when you're ready.
Right.
And he has expressed that he is ready, and the coaches think so. And the fact that those coaches won't just let you come back because you're available, that tells everything I need to know.
Well, the other part of it is, too, you start to understand that the process is a little bit different. There's guys that rehab a little bit different. There's guys that the severity of the injury is different than what they thought it was going to be. Some of them go in there and you think that your leg is all the way torn up, your knee is all the way torn up, and it's not as bad as you initially thought. Then you go in there and you find out, hey, this dude doesn't even have any cartilage in here, and he's been playing without it. You know, there's so many different things that can go through these moments, but the main thing is the mental aspect of it all. You go from being invincible. Nobody can hurt me. I can do whatever. You know, when we were younger, there was nothing that we could not do.
Bulletproof.
Yes, but then you realize it, and then the mindset starts playing tricks on you. So you got to have great support around you to be able to go through that journey, because sometimes it could be a dark, lonely place being the only one sitting there. He mentioned that he had the surgery before the first game. So basically he couldn't even watch the first game. He couldn't go to the first game. So he finally gets to come to the game, and being around a team and being able to give his knowledge and still be engaged. But the part that was the coolest part of it was everybody else had him be engaged to what was going on. So those are the moments there. But he's in a unique situation because we hear the story about love and basketball, Mark. You hear about all the things when you get to college or even high school. You have your girlfriend, but she doesn't understand what you do. Well, this is a unique situation because CJ Baxter's girlfriend is Mia Scott. Mia Scott, national champion softball player, somebody who played the entire season with a torn ACL. She plays third base. The hot corner, was able to get it done. And he was asked, what did you learn from Mia during your time of going through your injury?
You know, she tough. She played on a, torn ACL. I don't know how she did it. No, but she's super tough. I mean, she always mess with me about it. She'd be like, how come I can play on it, but you can't? So things like that. But I mean, she didn't have surgery, so she's able to do it. I had surgery, so I had a little setback. But nah, she pushed me, if anything. When there was days I didn't want to get up and feeling lazy, she made me get up. And then since she's won the national championship, her trophy is on my nightstand. So every morning I wake up, that's the first thing I see, because she said I got to go win one. So yeah.
Motivation, baby.
Motivation. First of all, I like to say that CJ Baxter Riz game is on point. CJ,
the kids are
sir, I salute you.
Say that.
I salute you. But that's what it's supposed to be, man. Your significant other is supposed to make you better and push you and motivate you to be better than you was the day before, especially when they see you differently than everybody else sees you. And she knows when he's slacking.
At your weakest moment, they see you at your best moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that guy right there, like the fact that he can take the joking and ribbing and also realize this is a world champion. This is a national champion that's saying, hey, get your butt up and go to therapy.
Yep.
Like, go walk, go do something, step ups. Like, let's get it. Like that, bro, that means everything in an athlete.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, we're going to transition to Ryan Wingo, top wide receiver. And one of the questions that he was asked about was, how do you see yourself and DeAndre Moore in this offense, and are you guys the next first-round picks?
I know a lot of people are expecting a lot out of you this season, but on third and long point, you said Demo could be the first-round pick next year. So why Demo? What makes him stand out to you to be able to reach that pinnacle?
I think with Demo, like I kind of said, like over the spring, I didn't get to watch him for it because he didn't really do too much. But Demo works super hard. Like, you know, if that's running routes, he run all his routes full speed, like everything full speed with him. He's like a full receiver, so he can go block. He can do whatever you need from him. So I feel like, you know, if you want a complete receiver, that's the guy you want. So I feel like he can go in the first round. Sure.
And that question was from our guy Corey Mose of KView. Mark, you know, one thing that he said that I really enjoyed is that he runs every route hard. He does everything full speed. And he is considered a Jordan Whittington clone because he learned under Jordan Whittington. Jordan Whittington taught him how to practice every single day. And so for Ryan Wingo to see what DeAndre Moore Jr. is doing, that is huge.
Not only is it huge, Hardge, it's fundamental. It's necessary. You need mentors. You need people that you can look at as an example. Visual aids in sports is like having a great professor. Like, the better your professor is and the more knowledgeable and the more exposed, the better everything is.
Right. No doubt. No doubt. That's why I always look at it in a certain way of, you know, you talk about learning by example, learning by following. Some people are visual, to your point. Some people are visual learners, and some are just like, I got to do it myself to get it done. But no matter how it happens, you have to get it done. And they're getting it done right now on the 40 acres. Coming up next, we're going to talk AP all-time All-Americans. And I got a bone to pick with them right here on a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
The right lane's blocked off by a stalled vehicle on the service road of Highway 290 westbound at Harris Branch Parkway. Looking onto I-35 north, add to your drive through some stop-and-go speeds between Onion Creek Parkway and William Cannon. There are no delays over on Mopac southbound under 5 minutes from 183 to 45th. I'm Jason Foster with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
In today's Marketers Report, Erica Taylor, Chief Marketing Officer of Genentech, weighs in on audio's ability to reach any audience.
Everyone is listening somewhere somehow. So it's a great way to take something very precise in what we're trying to do to reach patients with something that I think we can all agree is somewhat broad in reaching many, many different audiences.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia can get more people to hear your message than anyone else. For better results for every budget, visit iHeartAdvertising.com.
It's almost time for kickoff. Brought to you by Bud Light.
Breaks the tackle 30, turns down the sidelines. Say goodnight to this one. Touchdown, Texas.
Listen to every play, every touchdown, every win on 1300 The Zone.
Fire for the end zone. It's intercepted. Kickoff. This ballgame is over.
Today's countdown is
It's a big deal.
presented by Bud Light all season long on the free iHeartRadio app.
I will send you the phone numbers of the
Basketball
people.
playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the Celebrity Game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security faces a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earn.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearned. That's aarp.org/weearned. Paid for by AARP.
Cowboys owner Jerry Jones revealed he overcame stage 4 melanoma with an experimental drug. Also said that nothing is holding back contract talks with Michael Parsons. Texans placed tight end Dalton Keene on injured reserve. Texas coach Steve Sarkisian said the high expectations on quarterback Arch Manning are unfair but expected. Astros beat the Red Sox, take the series in Houston. I'm Ron Simon.
This is Doug Alley. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving experience? Find it behind the wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV. Experience the power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Get fired up, y'all. Season 2 of Good Game with Sarah Spain is underway, and we just welcomed one of my favorite people, and soccer icon, Megan Rapinoe, to the show. Take a listen.
Sue and I were like riding the Lime bikes the other day, and we're like, whee!
As still being worried about him.
Unbelievable. People ride bikes because
Praying and hoping.
got more incredible guests like Megan in store. Today and more. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Good Game with Sarah Spain, and listen now.
iHeartRadio presents Stuff You Should Know.
Caffeine can be really good for you and help a lot of things, and caffeine can be kind of bad for you.
It's a drug, and in its pure form, Chuck, it is a bitter-tasting crystalline powder.
Naturally, it's in the coffee bean and in chocolate and tea, but it's also added artificially in things like soda. Your body is enjoying the caffeine. It's blocking that adenosine. You're going to feel alert and awake. It's got that adrenaline going, and it's rewarding you with the dopamine. I mentioned the vicious cycle, the inevitable crash, right? Like any stimulant drug, and you want more of it. Eventually, it's going to affect your sleep patterns. All right, how about some health benefits?
Right.
They found everything from not develop Parkinson's disease to dropping your risk of various cancers.
Well, coffee actually is shown to reduce your risk of diabetes.
4 cups a day, 50% less chance of mouth and throat cancer.
You should eat more grapefruit because grapefruit contains something called Narragin or Narragin, and it actually slows the removal of caffeine from your brain.
Okay.
So you enjoy its effects longer.
Nice.
Yeah.
For the entire caffeine episode and everything else in the Stuff You Should Know universe, open the free iHeart app, search Stuff, and listen now.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, the main event of the evening for your entertainment and pleasure.
Mike, you have to be so combative.
Now, I probably wouldn't say this in front of white folk, but in front of y'all, I'm going to speak my mind.
He has emotional anger issue problem.
Hey, are you Dirty Mike and the boys?
I'm Mike Lowry. Michael!
Oh, that's funny.
Michael!
Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll talk Dallas Cowboys with our guy Tommy Yarsh. And then at 8:17, we'll talk Texas Longhorn football and high school football with Ann Parker Coleman of KView. But right now, I want to get into this college football AP all-time poll. Now, All-Americans are hard to come by. I mean, we see them year in and year out. Some repeat, some don't repeat. But one thing is for sure, you have to be talented enough to be called an All-American. Think about all the players in the country at all different levels, and you get a chance to become that. So now I'm looking at the names on this list for AP all-time All-American first team and second team. Now, mind you, this is the 100th year that this AP All-American Award anniversary was given out. And the names for some of us are outstanding. Some of the names that are on here represent some of the awards that are given out at the end of the year. The Chuck Bednarik Award. He was an All-American center, first team, 1947 to 1948. You also have Bronco Nagurski, the Bronco Nagurski Award, which is given out every single year. He was an All-American in 1929. So the names go on and on and on. But it's interesting to me that throughout all of these names, and I can go position by position, or I can just go by some names that I thought should have been on there. In the running back area, Barry Sanders and Herschel Walker are the running backs at this position. Now, Mark, we've seen some great running backs throughout our time, but one of the things that drives me nuts is the fact that there is no Earl Campbell on that list of all-time greatest players in college football. There is no Ricky Williams, who at one point in his life was the all-time leading rusher in college football. You start to think about it. I'm looking at the defense. First team defense. There is no Tommy Nobis, who was the number 1 overall draft pick in the NFL.
Kenneth
Sims, Steve McMichael. The list goes on and on and on when it comes to Texas football players that were defensive, not a first teamer. Second team, the only person from the University of Texas to be named to the all-century team is one Vince Young. That is it. The first team quarterback was Tim Tebow. First team wide receivers, Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald. First team offensive lineman tackles, Orlando Pace, Bill Fralick. Guards, John Hanna, Jim Parker. I told you about Chuck McNarick. Tight end, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers was named on the tight end. Tim Tebow, quarterback, Barry Sanders, running back, and Herschel Walker. Sebastian Janikowski and Johnny Rogers was all purpose. On the defensive side, Hugh Green, Randy White, and Ndamukong Suh, Bronco Nagurski. Dick Butkus, Derek Thomas, and Chris Spielman. Cornerbacks, Charles Woodson and prime-time Deion Sanders. Safeties, Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed, and punter, Torrey Taylor.
You can't argue with the cornerbacks.
No, them lockdowns.
Let
me tell you who the second team was on the DBs. Champ Bailey and Tyrann Mathieu.
Wow.
Yeah.
When those guys are second, those first guys had to be dogs.
Well, think about this too. Second team linebackers, Jerry Robinson of UCLA. Second team now, remember I said that. Brian Bosworth of Oklahoma and Lawrence Taylor of North Carolina. Second team. Second team defensive ends, Bubba Smith and Bruce Smith.
The Smiths.
Yeah. Defensive tackles, Leroy Selman, Oklahoma, and Warren Sapp, Miami.
I can see it.
So going back to the offense, second team, Devontae Smith from Alabama and Desmond Howard from Michigan. Offensive tackles, Jonathan Ogden, Bryant McKinney. Center, Dave Remington.
Yeah. The award is called the Remington Award.
Hello. Tight end, Keith Jackson, Oklahoma.
I'm still disappointed that it's a lot of Sooners on this list.
There's a lot of Sooners. This is what's really going to blow your mind. Running backs. I told you who was on first team, Barry Sanders and Herschel Walker. Second team running backs, Tony Dorsett, and the only two two-time Heisman Trophy winner in the history of the award, Archie Griffin.
Archie Griffin should have been first team.
Thank you. I mean, you got to put respect on it because it's the AP. They've been doing it for 100 years. Probably some of them voters are almost 100.
They haven't seen, they didn't see the highlights.
They must have been watching.
They should have forced everybody that had a vote to watch the top 10 guys in each category.
I mean, it's unbelievable, but I'm a little disappointed that there were not more Texas Longhorns represented on this list, because if you go back and you look at the history of it, there were some pretty doggone good football players.
We're going to put them on our list.
Yeah, we got them. We got them. Coming up next, we're going to close out hour number 1. The NBA released its schedule, and the Spurs are coming to the Moody Center. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show.
The Texas goes in there to play in Danny Meyer Coliseum in Florida. Kurt Thomas played the game of his life, and TCU upset Texas. So a month later, they have the rematch in Austin. Texas blows them out of the water. Billy Tubbs did not want to go in and do the postgame. That's when he walked into the news conference, stood at the microphone and said, okay, I'm only going to take 3 questions. And then somebody raised their hand. Why only 3 questions, Coach? Now you're down to 2 questions.
Weekdays at 2.
Listen to Something Authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
The right lane's blocked off by a stalled vehicle on the service road of Highway 290 westbound at Harris Branch Parkway. Looking onto I-35 northbound this morning for a 10-minute add to your drive through some stop-and-go speeds between Onion Creek Parkway and William Cannon. But there are no delays over on Mopac southbound. It's under 5 minutes going from 183 to 45th. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
In 20628.
Electrical problems are a warning. Flickering lights, warm switches, bulbs burning out too soon all need attention. I trust Abacus licensed electricians. Their years of experience make an electrical problem no problem. No wonder they say Abacus. You can count on us.
Mark, look at that man's car. Fresh rims, candy paint. But that tag, it still says temp tag.
That ain't it, player. That's a flag on the ride. You can't pull up to a tailgate with a name like Texas Beast and a tag that screams, oh, I just got this.
Man, go to myplates.com and get a plate that says Sack King or Horns Up.
Make your ride as strong as your game face.
Go to myplates.com, rep the zone, that's your keyword, and ride like a champion.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains August 15th through the 18th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
iHeart presents the Big 3 Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make their championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big 3 Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power, who will make it to the Big 3 Championship. The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $500,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at Henna.com.
Henna Chevrolet, we'll always stand by you.
Together, let's drive.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why MyLowe's Rewards members get a free Valspar paint or exterior stain sample to test your look to confidently refresh your space. Offer valid in-store only 8/7 to 8/20. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken in time of purchase. See associate for details. Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hey, y'all, this is Jason Aldean. You know I'm all about supporting what matters to us, our families, our freedoms, and our country. That's why I made the switch to Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. With Patriot Mobile, you're getting top quality service on the same great networks. And every bill helps support our veterans and defend our freedoms. It's time to put your dollars where it counts. Join me in switching to Patriot Mobile today. Go to patriotmobile.com/Aldean or call 972-PATRIOT today.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Liz went from being interested in true crime to living true crime.
My husband comes back and he's shaking. And he said, your dad's been killed.
This is Hands Tied, a true crime podcast exploring the murder of Jim Melgar.
I was just completely in shock.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Hands Tied, and listen now.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horde, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
Now is your time, folks. That's right. Welcome back to the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone. Now's your time for an opportunity to win a pair of tickets to go see Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace at the Moody Center, September the 3rd. Keyword of the day is cold. All you have to do is get over to that always free iHeartRadio app. Search AM 1300 The Zone. We should be #1 on your preset. Let's just make sure we got that out the way. Make sure you get us #1 on your preset. But use the keyword cold, and you will get a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace at the Moody Center. Speaking of the Moody Center, Mark Henry, it is time. No, I'm not doing your thing. I'm not doing your thing. I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself. I don't want you coming through the TV to come and get your boy. Now is the time for an opportunity for these fans to know that their San Antonio Spurs in that I-35 series is back in full effect as the Spurs are back in Austin February the 19th and the 21st versus the Phoenix Suns, who was here last year, and the Sacramento Kings. It's kind of funny to me that the Sacramento Kings are coming to the Moody Center and De'Aaron Fox gets to play his old team once again. Get that get back, right?
That's exactly what it is.
You got a chance to go to the games last year. You got your autograph from Kevin Durant, signed some shoes for you. Tell everybody about that experience if they've never been to the Moody Center to watch an NBA game.
Well, I mean, they opened up that upper deck, first off.
Yep.
Because, they were able to get close to 15,000 people in there. And it's a hard ticket because it was sold out both nights. And I thought that it was probably about the best that I've seen the Spurs play in a while. It was competitive, and this year there'll be a better team. We didn't get to see all the stars play because of injuries, but this year hopefully we'll be able to get everybody. So that's a big plus.
Well, another thing, too, the NBA tips off the season Tuesday, October the 21st, with the Rockets playing OKC, Kevin Durant versus the NBA champion. And then they finish the night with the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. But you also look at this, there's new things that are happening in the NBA, new partnerships, new things that are going to change the way we view basketball. And it seems to me, Mark, that in these particular moments, not just basketball, we saw what happened with UFC just the other day and the changes that are being made with them, where UFC will now be on Paramount and all these different avenues for us to be able to watch it. You saw the partnership with WWE and Netflix, and there's just so much happening that the pay-per-view is going to be going away. And the reason why I'm glad of it, because we're already paying too much money to watch all these streaming apps and so much. They talk about cut the cord, but all they're doing is raising the prices.
Well, they are raising the prices, but like I was going to say, it really is not about the networks. It's about the money. Everybody's trying to get more money, Hardge.
Yeah.
And not only are the players trying to make more money, but these companies are trying to recoup the money that they're spending, and that's just elevating the prices. So it's a direct correlation between the cost of having that game and what the people are paying for it. And how we view it is going to be affected as well. So all of these prices, when you see this guy get $100 million deal, just know that you're going to have to start spending about $3 or $4 more per ticket.
No doubt, because think about it. They're going to be having key games across ABC, ESPN, NBC, Peacock, and Prime, because Michael Jordan and his group are going to be doing the NBC games. You got Amazon Prime that is now getting into the mix of sports. ESPN has now taken over for TNT. So there's just so much that is going on, and ESPN and ABC are the same entity.
And nobody's wanting to catch a lawsuit for a monopoly.
Right.
Because, like that'll be the first thing. Well, we don't have any basketball games. Why can't we have games? Like, we want to sue. Everybody wants to sue, Hardge. So that's kind of why you see it going so many different directions, is because nobody wants it to be just taken over by one channel.
Yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy now of what we're starting to see, and to your point about the monopolizing of all of these games. I mean, for a person that lives in the Central Time Zone, we're prime, right? Like, so we are in the perfect spot for us to be able to watch games. If you're on the East Coast, you're not watching those late night games unless you are a person that works a different shift, right? Like, it's tough to watch. If you are in the East Coast and you're a Lakers fan, it's tough for you to watch.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
And it's just as difficult as, like, I'm in San Jose, California right now. For me to get up at 4:15, 4:30 to do a show that in Texas, we start at 7.
Right.
So, like, imagine being in New York.
Well, think about this. That's what I was just about to say. So it says on opening night, the Golden State Warriors are at the LA Lakers. East Coast time, 10 o'clock. That game tips off at 10 o'clock East Coast time. For us, we're all right. We'll watch the tip-off. But I promise you I won't see the buzzer beater until I wake up in the morning for Sports Center.
And don't let it get in overtime.
Oh, no. I wouldn't know about it.
I wouldn't know.
That game would be watching me at that particular point. So
yeah.
I'm not even sure.
Boy, I'm deep under the covers.
Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. We go to the Metroplex and talk Dallas Cowboys with our guy Tommy Yarsh. And, of course, at 8:17, we have Ann Parker Coleman of KView. We're just getting started right here on a Feel Good Friday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Hey, it's Sandy, and I want to tell you about something. I had a conversation with a pretty experienced leasing agent at Apple Leasing, and he told me something interesting. He said his customers' most typical response after taking delivery of their new car is, "What's the catch?" That was too easy. Says he hears it all the time. But you know what? For 40 years, Apple Leasing has been committed to offering world-class service and saving their clients money with their best-in-class easy lease. Apple's business has grown every year with over 70% coming from repeat and referral business. Low payments, reasonable terms, and a process that is so easy. It almost seems too good to be true. Is it finally time to lower your car payments? Probably, because everything's gotten so expensive. But your car payment doesn't have to be. Make no down payment and save up to 50% on your monthly payments on terms that actually match your trade cycle. Hey, our clients say it best. Check out our thousands of near perfect reviews on DealerRater, Google, and Facebook. Call 346-9977.
What's the best place to reach new customers for your business? Wherever they are. And that's exactly where you can be with iHeartMedia. We talk to our listeners everywhere, from the car to the gym to the kitchen. Your next customer is listening. And not only can we get your message to your audience, we can also show you how it's working in real time. That goes for broad brand messaging and targeted hyperlocal influencer campaigns alike. Start growing your business today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
iHeart presents the Big Three basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the celebrity game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. The next time you're out to dinner with friends, you can order the shrimp cocktail for the table. And maybe you'll realize it only comes with 4 shrimp after you've already given away 3, but that one shrimp will be so good. And if you switch and save hundreds, you could get shrimp all the time. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for shrimp. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reductions using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
An app for pics, an app for playlists, even the app for scrolling endlessly at 2 a.m. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket, the free iHeartRadio app. Get what millions already have. iHeartRadio, the #1 app for radio.
From the Audio-Visual Consultation Studios, Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KBET AM Austin, your home for the Horns, and the #1 preset in your car and on the free iHeartRadio app.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. 15 days away from the Texas Longhorns and Ohio State. We got a chance to listen to Colin Simmons, CJ Baxter, and Ryan Wingo as they get closer and closer to it. We also had an opportunity to talk NBA schedules as the Spurs will be coming back to the Moody Center in February. But right now, let's go up to the Metroplex and talk to my guy, Tommy Yarsh, as he gets ready for Dallas Cowboys. You can follow him at Tommy_Yarsh. And of course, you can always see his work at DallasCowboys.com. Tommy, first and foremost, thank you for jumping on with us. I know that you're just getting back from Oxnard, and it's a lot to talk about when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, my man.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on, and yeah, man, there's always something to talk about, and there's always something going on, but that's what you got to love about covering this team, man. So excited to be on with you guys. Thanks for having me.
You say we gotta love it? Because when you say you got to, that implies you got to take what you get.
Well, I love it. I can't speak for everybody else, but I love it.
Well, let's get into it. I'm not going to even bring up the Micah Parsons deal. I'll let you talk about that a little bit later. But what I truly want to understand is this Brian Schottenheimer squad, the expectations coming into camp. Well, Schotty's going to be this guy that we're going to see all these different things, and he's a great offensive coordinator. It's his team, unity.
You're going to run the ball.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, it just seems to be that the Cowboys are still struggling. I know that we can't always put everything into the preseason's games, but even you've been there. You get a chance to see it. They look like they have struggled in the inner squad. They look like they have struggled to find some cohesiveness within this team. What is your biggest takeaway that you've seen in this first month of training camp?
Well, I'll say this. I don't put a lot of stock into what we saw in the preseason game. Is it puzzling that, all the talk of the offseason has been, look, we're going to run the football. We're going to be a physical football team. And then they come out and throw 6 straight passes against the Rams in their preseason opener. I understand that, you raise an eyebrow to that and be like, are we really doing that? But, I think that was more Schottenheimer trying to get Joe Milton reps. He said it over and over again to us out there. It's like, hey, this guy's really young. He has not played a lot of NFL football. So we're just trying to get him as many throws and as many reps as we can in the NFL so that he can be ready if, for whatever reason, he's called upon in a game to come in and replace Dak Prescott. Because you got to remember, Cooper Rush is gone now. And that was your guy where you didn't necessarily need to worry about, does he need a ramp-up period? This is a veteran guy who has been there before. He's won games for you in the past. He knows the system. And now you're kind of just starting all over again with Joe Milton and Will Grier. Not as much Will Grier because he's been around a little bit more. But nonetheless, I don't put a lot of stock into that preseason game in terms of what we saw. What I do put a lot of stock into is, they didn't look like the more physical team in that game. They did not look like the more physical team. And, when you emphasize physicality and you emphasize coming out and punching guys in the mouth in the run game and things like that, I thought offensively they did pretty okay in the run game, but sometimes you see they get pushed back. They get pushed back, especially defensively in the run game. And, you got to remember there were 37 guys that didn't play in that game too. So most of your starters aren't even in there. And then at camp, as far as that goes, I thought there were, like you always see, right? You're going to see balance. What you want to see is balance. Is your offense wins some, your defense wins some. And I thought there was a good amount of that. There were some guys who had really good camps, some guys who had really bad camps. And you just kind of take that as it goes. But I don't put too much stock into that first preseason game, and I thought camp was about what I expected it to be. Nothing too much different.
Tommy, I sent Hardge and Marcus a video of the 3 defensive tackles for the Cowboys all getting pancaked by the center from the Rams. And the other defensive tackle got washed out. He got pushed back. Of course, that was a combo block. So I give him a little credit. But 3 guys got pancaked. What in the hell is going on at defensive tackle there?
Well, they don't have a lot of depth, Mark. And first of all, that tackle from the Rams, was an absolute demon at the Senior Bowl. I think he's like 5'11" and 5'11", but man, can he pack a punch. I mean, low man wins. He's always the lowest man. He always wins, it seems like. So I think Willie Lampkin, I think, is his name, and you got to tip your cap to him because he's made a lot of plays. But no, this defensive tackle group is in terms of its depth, there just really isn't a lot of it. You look at the top, and you've got Oso Digizua, you've got Solomon Thomas, who I thought had a good camp, Mozzie Smith. We'll see. I think that I don't know if this scheme is necessarily the best fit for his play style. I don't know if he's the guy that necessarily needed to lose weight. If anything, he probably needed to gain it back. But that's not how Matt Eberflus plays, and that's not what he wanted to do. So that's ultimately what happened. But you think behind those guys, you've got 2 rookie 7th-round picks and guys who just frankly haven't played a lot of NFL football. They've been around the Cowboys, but they haven't played a lot of NFL football. So it's a position that I'm concerned about because there's not a lot of depth there. And, aside from your top 2, maybe 3, depending on the day guys, you don't really know what you're going to get.
Yeah, we're talking to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com. You can follow him at Tommy_Yarsh. And, of course, he's a Longhorn. He used to cover the University of Texas, and he's always about them hook'ems. We'll talk about that in a minute. But let's get to what the view is right now across the league and what you guys have spent some time with Brian Schottenheimer. We've talked to Deuce Vaughn a couple weeks ago before camp even started, and he was talking about the familyness, the vibe, the togetherness that this team has when it comes to Schottenheimer. But what's your biggest thought process with him right now? Where is he in the views of some of your media members or even some of the folks that across the league that you've had a chance to talk to?
Well, you can't really say too much about him as a head coach just yet in terms of how people view him as that, because he's coached 1 preseason game, and he's said to us a couple of times, hey, we're just pulling out the 7-iron for this, right? We're not going to show everything we've got in the arsenal. Like we're just going to go out and not necessarily show our entire hand offensively or defensively. But regardless, I think Deuce was right in terms of just the energy and the positivity around it and the togetherness of this team. That's something that's really important to Brian Schottenheimer. He is a people person at the end of the day. And that goes beyond his team, right? That goes for everybody. He enjoys people and he likes getting to know people. And one thing I will never doubt with Brian Schottenheimer is he's not going to change who he is as a person, and he's always going to strive to bring his team together and bring, just be frankly just a good dude. I mean, he's just a pleasant human being, and at the end of the day in the NFL, you're going to get judged for wins and losses. Right. But I think everything that he's done up to this point in the offseason has been positive. There can really be a lot of negative given everything that we've done. But, I think he's handled it all well up to this point. He's got 30 plus years of experience. He's been waiting for his turn. So he finally got his shot. And we'll see what he does with it. Again, at the end of the day, it's all about wins and losses. But right now everything's good, but that doesn't mean everything's going to be good for a long time.
I mean, we hear all the stories about them trying to create a family typing culture, if you will, having the guys play for each other, not just with each other. What is an example that you've seen of this while you were at camp?
Well, they do a lot of things together. These guys are always out in whether it be in meetings or just hanging out outside of things. They had a little player tent where they had some things in there for the players to do together, just arcade games and whatever stuff like that. Ping pong has been a really big thing with them. They've got a ping pong table in the locker room back at the Star, and gets super competitive. The other thing with Brian Schottenheimer is he wants his guys to compete every day. He's got that plastered all over the place as compete every day, compete every day, compete every day. And whether it be that, they're a big free throw shooting contest team. Like they like to play some basketball in their team meetings. And he's just using that to keep them engaged and keep them focused on what it is that they're doing. But you can tell that, it's having an impact because these guys talk some trash to each other. They look forward to it. There are, at the end of the day, these guys are alpha competitors on the football field. And a lot of them are alpha competitors in everything that they do. So, whether it be ping pong or football or a bull rush, like they're going to want to win. And I think Brian Schottenheimer's done a really good job of getting them to always be that way.
Tommy, what have you seen where that directly has affected the team and making it better?
In terms of what, like on the field?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's still somewhat to be determined, Mark, because they haven't played a regular season game yet. These guys are always going to go out and I think give everything they've got on the practice field every day. They do a lot of 11-on-11. They don't really do 7-on-7 or 9-on-7 or 1-on-1 in training camp settings. Brian Schottenheimer said that he doesn't enjoy that. He doesn't like that. He doesn't think that that's football. So he doesn't do it. And, these guys are getting to go up against their teammates every single rep all the time in 11-on-11. So that's going to bring some fire out of you. We've seen some pushing and shoving matches boil over, and these guys want to get after it. And they didn't do it against the Rams, which I'm sure Brian Schottenheimer was very happy about because he was sick and tired of fights and pushing and shoving. But they're getting after it.
Tommy, as always, man, we want to thank you for taking the time. Next week,
thank you, bro.
Watch the Dallas Cowboys Gambler, and I'll ask you a little bit more questions about that. And hopefully we have a Micah Parsons signing. I didn't want to bore you with that because there's just so much, but I appreciate you, brother.
Anytime, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com. He'll be back with us to talk about it next week. But right now, we have our girl, Ann Parker Coleman, joining us from K-View to talk all things Texas Longhorns. And, of course, we got to talk about some high school football and what to expect this season. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
The right lane is blocked off by a stalled vehicle on I-35 southbound at Airport Boulevard, but it looks to be in the final stages of clearing out of there. Right now, it's causing a 5-minute backup from 183. There's also a crash at the corner of Burnett Road and Breaker Lane, causing minor brake taps as well as an accident on Howard Lane at Heather Wild Boulevard. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
iHeart presents the Big Three basketball playoffs. LA plays Chicago, followed by Miami's Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson taking on home team Dallas. Win or go home. Big Three playoffs starting with the celebrity game. CBS Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painter's Trust kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
If you're exhausted with your online job search, then turn to the pros. Express Employment Professionals. Your local Express office is your one connection to endless job opportunities. With just one application, they can help you find a job across dozens of openings. And as always, job seekers never pay a fee. Visit expresspros.com with more than 870 locations. There's an office nearby to help you. Find a location, go to expresspros.com. Whether you're looking for contract work or a full-time position, let Express help.
It's hot, it's humid, it's Texas. You know we're in for a long, hot summer. Nolan Ryan for American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Beat back the hot Texas sun once and for all with the cool, clean home comfort of American Standard. Consumer testing says American Standard is one of the best, but your family comfort means the most. It's that important, and it's what we do in Texas. Stay cool this summer. Peace of mind is everything in this business. Comfort the way you like it. AmericanStandardAir.com.
Hey there, local business owner. Ready to make some more money? Whether you own an auto shop or a dinner spot, Valpak Direct Marketing can help you do just that. All bells and whistles are included, so you advertise when and where it counts to reach new customers that spend more. Measurable results, proven reach, zero guesswork. That's Valpak. Visit valpak.com/advertise to see if you qualify for a free mailing. That's VALPAK.com/advertise. Let's grow.
It's Bud Light's countdown to kickoff on 1300 The Zone.
Great stuff from our guy Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com as we continue to roll on this Feel Good Football Friday. And joining us now, you can watch her on KView. But right now, you can watch her with us on the Morning Kickoff every Friday. And Parker Coleman of KView. Good morning, AP. How you doing?
Morning, guys. Right at the buzzer. First time on the yard stream. I was looking for it on my email. My computer's being slow, so we made it just in time.
Buzzer beater.
Yeah, literally.
We love it. We love it. I appreciate you jumping up with us this morning. I wanted to get into this conversation. We'll talk some high school football because you guys do an unbelievable job of covering the local athletes and what's going on. But you've been at all the player availabilities. You've been to Coach Sark's availability. This team looks like they are focused and ready to go. What did you take yesterday away from talking to the players in those moments that these guys look focused?
Yeah, just that. I mean, Colin Simmons said exactly that right before he left. Somebody asked, what is one thing about the defense maybe that we're not talking about? And he said exactly that. He was like, we are so focused and energized. And last year, with Jade and Michael Taff and Makuba, their communication in the secondary was all really, really good. And he kind of echoed that again. He was like, we communicate really well. We're a really, really close-knit group. The one other thing that I really took away from yesterday is we had to talk to CJ Baxter, who, of course, I had never talked to before. He was hurt by the time I got onto the Texas beat, but people hadn't talked to him since I guess last summer, and he seemed like he is doing really well. And one thing that I loved that he shared, we asked about his girlfriend, Mia Scott, who won a national championship for softball. And he said that she has her national championship trophy on his bedside table. So he wakes up every single day looking at a national championship trophy. So if that doesn't make you focused and motivated to get a natty, I don't know what will.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing too, that I noticed their relationship and I equated it to the movie Love and Basketball. We got, two athletes that are uber competitive. One was on an ascend like no other when CJ Baxter, until he had that injury. Now he's back and he looked happy. Like he looked like he was excited. He said, I was more happy to get tackled than I was to score a touchdown, is what he told his dad. I mean, those are the special moments that kind of take you to that next level.
100%. And when you're on a beat covering athletes, like you start to care about them. And so he just seems like the nicest guy. And for him to have set out last year with injury, even regardless of his potential and his talent, like it's just tough. You don't want to see that. But I mean, now with him and Trey Wisner, that running back room is stacked. I'm really excited to see what they do.
Miss Parker. I call Marcus. Hardge is just hardball. We talked about getting you a nickname.
Yeah, we did. Am I the strongest woman? What am I?
It's gonna be Miss Parker.
I love it. I'm into it.
I wanted to ask you, what did you think about what Baxter said about not only the fact that he wants to compete, and how happy he was to get back, but more on the relationship with him and Mia. Do you feel like that having that on the nightstand is going to elevate his game just because of the competition between the two, or it's just going to make his mindset for what are you working for better?
Yeah, no, there's definitely some healthy competition there. He said that. He said that she just pushes him. Like, she is such an athlete, and she won a national championship on an ACL, and she's like, how come you had surgery but I didn't? Like, I'm fine. Like, which I love, but I definitely think that there is some motivation there just because they, will be competitive with each other. And another thing that he said that was so interesting was he's a better student of the game now. Last year you said I had to sit out. I physically didn't get any better, but mentally, I think I got a lot better at the game because I was always there at practices around the team, and I would sit behind the line of scrimmage and watch the whole field. So he says he just has a better perception of everything going on now.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
We're talking to Ann Parker Coleman of KVU. You can follow her at Ann Parker Cole, the number 1 on social media. And I also wanted to bring this up because you brought up Colin Simmons. And I told Mark at the beginning of the show, I said, that dude right there, there's just something about him that he knows that he has this in him. And, the question was asked about breaking the sack record. He said, I don't know who it is, but I'm going for it.
Too old.
Yeah, he's too old. He's like, Kirk Bowles was the one who asked him.
Exactly. Yeah. Kirk would be the only one that knew.
Exactly. But the question to me, from me to you is, you've been around athletes, you've covered this game for a while, but the way his drive is, it's a personal vendetta against everybody.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely is. I feel like when you are in this industry, you can tell people will talk about that it factor, and it sounds cliche, but it really is true. Some athletes that you come in contact with, there is just this extra added thing about them that makes him special. I don't know exactly what it is, but if you have it, you know it. I mean, he is one of those guys. He just walks around with such a sense of confidence, and not in like an overly cocky way. He's a pretty, I don't think on the field he would call him calm by any means, but he's pretty calm when he talks to the media. There are no nerves or anything like that. Like, he's just solid. And yeah, I'm so excited to see what he does this year, and I hope that we get to talk to him more because he's always just hysterical.
Yeah.
He has that the King of the Lions type of thing.
Yeah.
I always said that every team has got one.
Yeah.
There's always one guy that's willing to pick you up and dust you off, but he also willing to fight you.
Mm-hmm.
And you need that guy on your team.
Yeah.
It's like why men are better with fathers.
Yeah. He's definitely that. Now that he's not a freshman, he's more capable of stepping into that position. When you're a freshman and you're trying to act that way, okay, like take a step back. That's just
Easy,
not
kid.
exactly. Settle down now, child. But now it's full go. Like I think that he can really be that guy, and I think that is to his core kind of who he is.
So speaking of full go, football season is upon us, not only in the college ranks, not only in the NFL ranks, but more now in the high school ranks. You and your guys over at KView, our guy Jeff Jones and Corey Mose, y'all do an unbelievable job of covering the high school action top to bottom. What's the opening weekend and expectations of your guys as far as scrimmages and what's going on here?
Yeah, so Corey Mose and Jeff Jones will go up to Ohio State, so it will be your girl covering high school football on Friday night solo. I think we're going to have, for our high school football show, I think we're going to have Jeff remote from Columbus, Ohio. And yeah, I've been to a couple practices. I was over at Vandergrift yesterday, the defending state champs. One team that I think might surprise a lot of people is Anderson. If you don't have your eye on Anderson, I would. They have 2 LBJ transfers come in, and they're in, I think, maybe year 4 under their head coach, Donald Hatcher. Made playoffs for the first time in a really long time last year. I just think that they are a program on the rise. Not to mention, again, those 2 LBJ transfers. It's Yaheem Riley, the Texas commit, and Caleb Crenshaw, a really, really elite running back. So I'm super excited to see what they do. I think that that's a team I would have my eye on.
And you definitely need to get into Pflugerville ISD as well, because there's a lot of talent just waiting to be checked out over there.
Every time we talk about football,
I haven't been to Pflugerville yet, but I'm sure I will.
Pflugerville.
That's right.
Pfluger is what I call them.
You got to make sure you check it out.
Hometown pride is good.
Lock in on KView Friday nights. You can always check them out Monday through Friday and, of course, over the weekend, because they have you covered when it comes to Texas athletics, local athletics, and they've always got some cool stories that they're working on behind the scenes. AP, appreciate you joining us, and we'll be talking to you every Friday moving forward. Thank you.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we've got the world's strongest man, D. Mark Henry, bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
Listen to something authentically Austin, the JB and Sandy podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Road construction is adding to the drive on Loop 360 southbound between 2222 and Westlake Drive right now, causing an 8 to 10 minute out-of-year commute. There's also a crash on the service road of I-35 northbound at Onion Creek Parkway, a wreck on Burnett Road at Breaker Lane, and an ongoing accident on Howard Lane at Heather Wild Boulevard. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hardge here. It's time to buckle up, y'all, and it's back to school season. At Cover Ford Hutto, we know it's not about what you drive, it's about who you drive. Right now, take $9,543 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford F-150 Lariat, or $9,500 off of MSRP on a new 2025 Ford Escape ST line. Safe, reliable, ready for the school year. Only at Cover Ford Hutto, right off of 79 in Hutto. CoverFordHutto.com.
Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Looking for top quality permanent fencing for your home or business? Look no further than Viking Fence. With over 50 years of experience in Central Texas, Viking Fence delivers craftsmanship you can trust. Whether you need wood, iron, or custom solution, Viking has the perfect fence to fit your needs. What sets Viking Fence apart? They source the finest quality Western red cedar lumber direct from the mill, the most durable and attractive fence material available. Plus, they offer 3 grades of fence pickets to meet every budget. So whether you want Viking to install your fence or you're taking on the project yourself, call Viking Fence today. They pride themselves on excellent work, outstanding service, and an honest reputation. Call 512-601-8911 for a free estimate. That's 512-601-8911. Or visit vikingfence.com/radio. That's vikingfence.com/radio for your free estimate today. When you think fence, think Viking.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make the championship in the most physical basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Saving for retirement was tough enough for us.
Yes, and navigating markets can be challenging at times.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we take a disciplined approach with your investments.
Tell us more about that.
We take an active approach to money management, positioning your portfolio for opportunities we see ahead.
So all your clients get the same portfolio?
No, we tailor your portfolio to your individual goals and needs.
What about communication? We don't like being left in the dark.
We check in regularly to keep you informed on the markets and your portfolio.
Which means you'll help us stay on track.
Yes, our goal is your comfortable retirement. And as a fiduciary, we always put your interests first, because we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, partly cloudy with scattered thunderstorms for your Friday afternoon, a high in the upper 90s. A few clouds tonight, a low of 76. Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy with highs in the upper 90s.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke, dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas, or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening. Sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
Countdown to the NFL season is on while the pads are popping in camp. Get ready for the new season with iHeart, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network.
Jim Harbaugh, how you feeling?
Oh, so excited. It's the start of the year.
Shows like NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
We are going to go through the best position battles of the 2025 training camp.
Breakouts, holdouts, and fantasy sleepers. Be the first to know. Search NFL and find your next preset now.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
That's what I do! That's what I do!
All games can be heard right here on your home for Texas football. AM 1300 The Zone with the voice of Texas football, Craig Way. Listen to Craig Way this afternoon, 2 to 5, right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. But this is the moment where we go to the world's strongest man and WWE Hall of Famer, the Mark Henry, as he brings you his world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella.
Hardge?
Yes, sir?
You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the world's strongest take by the world's strongest man. Marcus. Back then, they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. Guys, my take today is about the totality of the quarterbacks that was drafted last season and the rookie quarterbacks this season. Now, last season, we had the hype with Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., which they had a typographical error when they introduced Michael Penix Jr. yesterday, but we're not going to go into that.
Sounded like you emphasizing something, but go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I would say J.J. McCarthy, but I'm going to put J.J. McCarthy in this year's quarterback class because he didn't get to play. So this is kind of, in fact, his rookie season. So this year's quarterbacks, I will start with Cam Ward and Shadir Sanders, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shaw, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, and Garrett Nussmeier. And then I will add J.J. McCarthy to that crew. Now, we saw that Caleb Williams had, if you want to call it, a successful opening because of the quarterback rating and, the record was shoddy, but he showed a lot of promise. Drake May, same thing. A lot of promise, didn't break any records, threw more touchdowns than interceptions. Jaden Daniels looked like a Hall of Fame potential type of quarterback. Bo Nix played quality, safe, consistent football, as well as Michael Penix when he finally did get an opportunity to get in and play. Now, you go to this year, we have not started the season, and you've seen in just a small sample size, Cam Ward do really well, Shadir Sanders do really well, Jackson Dart do really well, Jalen Milroe, who I thought was going to be the guy that was going to have the harder learning curve. Jalen Milroe looked like $1 million, guys. I mean, at one point he was 4 for 4. I don't know if I've ever seen him be 4 for 4 in college.
Mm-hmm.
So and then you add J.J. McCarthy to that rookie crew. J.J. McCarthy looked really, really good. And we expected that because last year in training camp, he looked really, really good before the injury and didn't get to play throughout the season. My take is this. The outlier being Jaden Daniels. None of the last year's quarterback class was above average. I think that this year's class has the potential to make more noise. And when I say more noise, I think Cam Ward is going to be a guy that's going to do like Jaden Daniels for his team. I think that when given the opportunity, Shadir Sanders will prove that he's more accurate than every other quarterback in this class, but because he's playing for Cleveland, he's got a less of a chance to succeed, especially with 4 other quarterbacks in front of him. Jackson Dart, I think, by the end of this season will be the starter, and he will do really, really well. Tyler Shaw and Dylan Gabriel, I don't think they're going to get much run. They're going to hold a clipboard, but Jalen Milroe is going to be the wild card. What say you?
Jalen Milroe being the wild card, that's interesting. That's an interesting thought process. The one thing that I look at and I continue to want to understand and believe, I like the fact that you put J.J. McCarthy with this class. I think he's going to be just fine. The question, obviously, is going to be in Cleveland when it comes to who is going to eventually take over that job. Joe Flacco, he's going to start, but he's not going to finish. I promise you that. I mean,
that guy's got more miles on him than a Greyhound bus.
And it's just, that fountain of youth that he had a couple seasons ago bought him a couple more seasons. But now I think that this is it. I do believe that Cam Ward is the answer in Tennessee. I just hope that everything around him is okay. I hope that they find a way to make everything better around him, because when you think of Cam Ward and the drive and the mindset in which this young man operates, you haven't heard anything, nothing about him. Nothing. Nobody's talking about him. Everything is about Shedeur because of the story of Shedeur. It's going to get you clicks. It's going to get you all the things that you want there. But on the football level, Cam Ward has come in and done everything that he's needed to do. If you go and actually find the videos of what Cam Ward is doing right now, you're like, yeah, this dude, he gets it. And he's under control all the time.
Hard, you always said that there's a direct correlation between playing quarterback and playing baseball. The two bonus things about Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders is they don't just throw the ball hard.
Yep.
They don't just paint the outside corners. They have a changeup. That changeup is deadly hard. And I feel like Sanders and Ward are going to really, really excel.
And they worked out together. They've had all these moments together. So this is going to be fun to watch. And I appreciate the fact that you brought this up, because we're going to close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. Football is upon us tonight, folks. Yeah. We're getting closer and closer to game time. And we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
One time when Bill Schoening and I were doing a Tuesday night game, and there was an umpire behind the plate, Tom Jenkins. And Tom was a rather corpulent fellow, and he lets a pitch go in there, and you hear this pop again. He goes, ball two. Then crystal clear that our field mic picked up was some fan yelling, Jenkins, you fat.
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
Road construction is adding to the drive on Loop 360 southbound between 2222 and Westlake Drive right now, causing an 8 to 10 minute out of your commute. There's also a crash on the service road of I-35 northbound at Onion Creek Parkway, a wreck on Burnett Road at Breaker Lane, and an ongoing accident on Howard Lane at Heather Wild Boulevard. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains August 15th through the 18th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Would you drive 10 minutes for $500? That's the distance from CarMax to Henna Chevrolet. And Henna guarantees you $500 more than any CarMax offer for your vehicle. Just show Henna your written CarMax appraisal offer within 7 days, and you'll get $500,000 more guaranteed. Is your time worth $50 a minute? It is at Henna. Come get your money at henna.com. Together, let's drive.
iHeart presents the Big Three Playoffs. This Sunday, the remaining 4 teams battle to make their championship in the most physical, fierce, and competitive basketball league in the world. The action starts with the Big Three Monster Energy Celebrity Game. Then Dwight Howard and his LA Riot take on Montrezl Harrell and Dr. J Chicago Triplets. The finale will see popular Miami 305 with stars MVP Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson take on Nancy Lieberman's Dallas Power. Who will make it to the Big Three Championship? The no-holds-barred action starts Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific, only on CBS.
Liz went from being interested in true crime to living true crime.
My husband comes back and he's shaking. He said, your dad's been killed.
This is Hands Tied, a true crime podcast exploring the murder of Jim Melgar.
I was just completely in shock.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Hands Tied, and listen now.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Lowe's knows to bring your vision to life, it's important to find the right color. That's why MyLowe's Rewards members get a free Valspar paint or exterior stain sample to test your look to confidently refresh your space. Offer valid in-store only 8/7 to 8/20. Limit 1 per customer while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See associate for details. Rewards program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hey, it's Coach Sark. Now back to the morning kickoff with Hardge and Henry on your radio home for the Longhorns, 1300 The Zone.
If you missed any part of the show, all you got to do is get over to the podcast page wherever you get your podcasts. You know, iHeartRadio app. That's always free. And you can catch up with all of our show that you might have missed on the podcast page. A special thanks to Tommy Yarsh of DallasCowboys.com and Ann Parker Coleman of KView. And, of course, I want to thank Mark Henry as well. Tonight we have NFL action. The Tennessee Titans, the aforementioned Tennessee Titans, will be taking on the Atlanta Falcons on the NFL Network. That kicks off at 6 o'clock and followed by the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks. Then, of course, you have Saturday football where the Texans will take on the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys will take on the Baltimore Ravens. Mark, a lot of people gave us applause yesterday for our fantasy football conversation, and you are considered by most Jerry Jones, as I said during the broadcast. But the thing that really gets me going this weekend is because we're getting closer and closer to the football season, we're getting closer and closer to these fantasy football drafts. And this is a game because there's only 3 games that you end up playing in the preseason anymore. You only play 3 preseason games now. This is a game where we're going to learn a lot about who these teams are as they go forward. A lot of their guys are probably going to play. For the Cowboys, Tyler Booker will be making his debut this season, so we'll get to see what he looks like. But this is also an opportunity for guys to figure out if they're going to be on the team because these roster cuts are about to happen. So this is a chance for
Dallas need to start with them defensive tackles. If you're getting pancaked by a 5'11", 290-pound dude, what's going to happen when some of these Jason Kelce type centers get after you.
Well, the one thing that I'm going to be paying attention to is going to be what Quinn Ewers does in his second start.
That's a
or
good one.
second time being out there, because Quinn Ewers, the Dolphins will take on the Detroit Lions tomorrow at noon. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with Quinn Ewers. I want to see if Jordan Love, who is dealing with an injury right now, who is going to be able to get the ball to Matthew Golden, as the Packers will take on the Colts. So we'll have Matthew Golden and we'll have A.D. Mitchell on the field going up against, no, not going up against each other, but playing against each other. And you mentioned some of these quarterbacks as well. Is Caleb Williams going to be able to play this weekend and get an opportunity to get better? So it's going to be fun this weekend to see what these guys do.
Yeah, I want to see Michael Penix get out there too.
Well, he plays tonight at 6:00 against Cam Ward.
Right. I want to see him play because last season he came on at the end, and you could tell visibly he was a little shook because I don't think that he was ready to play. And that's what we say about Cincinnati. It always takes Cincinnati so long to get rolling that they put themselves behind the eight ball. I don't want that for Michael Penix. I think that Michael is the road that he was on at the end of the season. If he starts there, then he's gonna be fine. And I'm anxious to see him play.
Well, I'm also going to be paying attention to this Pittsburgh Steelers deal because we were talking about coaches on the hot seat, and I'm not putting Mike Tomlin on that hot seat just because of I put him on it yesterday because the numbers tell us that he should be. But the reality of it is the Pittsburgh Steelers are not an organization that makes rash decisions. They're not going to just get rid of a guy just because. I do believe that they messed up by not drafting a quarterback in this year's draft. And I'm not just saying Shedeur Sanders. I'm thinking of Jackson Dart. I'm thinking of some of the other QBs, to your point, of Jalen Milroe. Somebody that you can say is in the pipeline to be the future of your football team. But they don't have that person right now. Jahdae Barron will get a chance to go up against the Cardinals this weekend. You know, I mentioned the fact of the Tennessee Titans tonight against the Falcons. Gunnar Helm, tight end. He's going to get an opportunity to put up some numbers and get a chance to play well. So football season is here. You can start building your fantasy roster by looking at some of these guys and seeing how they will fit with your picks. But the one thing tomorrow that I'm going to be paying attention to is that 49ers game versus the Raiders. And Ashton Genty did not look good last week.
He didn't.
He was getting suffocated, but he was getting hit in the backfield. And that's what DJ, my son, he tries to bring the realization of camp into the conversation. He was like, Dad, if you would look at their offensive line, they was getting tackled in the backfield before he even got the ball. But he made the first guy miss. And I was like, all right, let me go back and look at this film.
And he did. He
did.
Like,
he may be right.
he did, Hardge. I've noticed that too. But the thing is they didn't run him with a fullback in front of him. They didn't run with a tight end in motion to seal the edge and let him try to get the edge like he did in college. Like they did like Dallas did. They ran plays that they would run for anybody because they wanted to work on those plays. Now, when you structure your offense around a guy, you got to run to his strengths. He is a zone read. He is a RPO running back. Misdirection, you don't see him. Oh, he gets the ball, and now he's got one-on-one with a linebacker. Good luck with that.
Right.
And that's what they're going to have to do. Everything can't revolve around him. They got a lot of shit to work on. Dump button.
Yep. Yeah, well, we're going to get that figured out, and we're going to continue to look at this. As you said, Michael Penix Jr., he said, I will be ready come week 1. He's working on that. You also get a chance to see Bijan Robinson, who I believe is going to be one of my first picks in the draft. I got pick number 3. If you're listening, don't take him. Be like Mark Henry and think he's overrated.
I'm going to get Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, good luck with that. I doubt that's happening. You're probably going to have pick number 2.
6th pick.
And we also have UFC this weekend. I'll be checking it all out, and we'll fill you in on Monday as the morning kickoff rolls on. For Mark Henry, for Marcus Spears, I'm Hardball Hardge. And just remember this, don't believe everything you see, because we'll recap football from the 40 acres. Because even salt looks like sugar, and some words don't go together. Right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.